Okay, good morning, Year 4. Welcome to day 13 of the quarantine. This is probably going to be my last video of in the classroom. I should be taking the quarantine way more seriously. I really shouldn't be here. But this is actually a pre-record from last week, so I figured I'd do 2 videos in one go whilst I'm still in the classroom. As you can see, I'm wearing the same clothes. It's the last video. Anyway, on with today's work. So, at 10 o'clock you've got English, which is all going to be about story writing. So, first off, let's start with today's countdown, which is a 9-letter word, not the longest word, but a full 9-letter word. And the first one to answer correctly in the comments below gets 300 points. So today's countdown is Amir Ruse. A-M-E-R-E-R-U-S-E. So Amir Ruse. I was trying to think of a clue. A clue for you, maybe something to do with maths. I'll see how we get on. So then, anyway, again, if you want to pause the video and try and figure that one out now, go ahead. That's A-M-E-R-E-R-U-S-E. Do not private message me. Answer in the comments below. So, on with the main part of the English today. Let's get to English textbook, page 101. So the end of the unit here. So let's read the blue box together. Robert Louis Stevenson wrote Treasure Island in the first person as if he was Jim Hawkins and the adventure had happened to him. I remembered the men who had come looking for the sea chest. When you are writing in first person, you should try not to begin every sentence with I or we. This can be very boring. I saw the island early one morning. I rushed to the side of the ship. I got into the small boat. I rowed to the shore. I got out. I began to explore. This piece of writing can be improved by changing the order of the words. Using conjunctions or joining words such as and, so, when, after, while. For example, early one morning I saw the island and rushed to the side of the ship. There was a small boat, so I got in and rowed to the island. After getting out of the boat, I began to explore. So, for those of you that don't know, writing in first person is pretending you're the character in the story. So imagine you're the main character. So you're Jim Hawkins in Treasure Island. So you're going, I went to the island, not Jim Hawkins went to the island. Remember, you're the character in this story. I did this. I did that. So this is what we're going to be looking at today, or starting on at least. Imagine you are in the same situation as Jim Hawkins. You've landed on the island and you're exploring. Make notes to describe what you see, describe what you do, and describe how you feel. So I want you to imagine you've just arrived at this treasure island. Figure out what you're going to do. So when you plan this story, which you will be writing by the way, but we're just going to plan it today. So I want you to plan it in your workbook, page 51. So here's the workbook. So workbook page 51. You got it? So there's various parts there. So again, reading it again. Imagine you are exploring a small island where you believe some treasure may be buried. Use these questions to help you plan a piece of writing about the island. Answer the questions in note form. So A, what can you see? Think about the trees and bushes around you. Can you see hills? Can you still see the sea? Write words and phrases to describe what you see. Use interesting adjectives. B, what do you do? Think about why you're on the island. Are you looking for the treasure? Write words and phrases to describe what you do. Use interesting verbs. C, how do you feel? Think about the fact that you are all alone. Are you frightened? Are you excited about looking for the treasure? Write words and phrases to describe how you feel. Use interesting adjectives. for a lot of this work, it could be worth using a thesaurus to try and get those interesting adjectives and so forth. And then number 2, this is what, don't worry so much about this part, number 2. You can come up with some ideas, but no need to worry about this so much. So this is more about what you're going to be doing in tomorrow's class, because I'm going to get you to try and write this story. So number 2 says, write 3 paragraphs using your notes. You can use your exercise book to continue writing. Remember, write in first person using I or we. Don't start every sentence with I. Think of interesting ways to begin your sentences. Again, don't worry about that too much right now. If you want to start writing, you've got some time, you can jot some ideas down. But yeah, this is going to be tomorrow's work, so don't worry about this bit too much. So that's your English for today. At 12:40 this afternoon, sorry, you wait there. So at 12:40 this afternoon, we also have history together. So today's history lesson is about Romulus and Remus. This is a story about the brothers that created the city of Rome. Again, some parts may be true, some parts may not be true, but this is what the ancient Romans believed, how Rome was created. So first of all, I'm going to send you a link of a YouTube clip showing the story of Romulus and Remus. So I want you to watch that, so you've got an idea of the story, and then after you've watched it, you're going to create a short comic on page 2 of the workbook. So you've got your history workbook here. I'll show you the comic that I want you to copy, and I want you to just do the first part. So you've got 6 boxes there. Copy up the first part of the story. We'll try and do the next part another time. So just the first part of the story you need copying up. At 1:30, you've got library. Just get on with your reado. And as always, don't forget to watch Newsround and check up on the news website. What's that? RCIS, what's the news.weebly.com. Okay, so that'll do for today. The next lesson will probably be from my room. I'm going to be back in quarantine, which I should be in now. Okay, see you tomorrow.